It is November 27th, and it's the 52nd day of the war and 52 days in captivity. We're here in All Israel News bringing you the news as watched in many living rooms in Israel, and we're excited and anticipating the release of the hostages in the fourth batch. 11 hostages on their way home. They're on the way to Israel with an agreement between Hamas and Israel. And we have photos of the hostages yesterday being united with the families. So there are many moments of tension and moments of hope for the next hostages to come. We're anticipating and excited to see the released hostages in the next hours or maybe minutes. 11 hostages on their way to Israel, 9 children and 2 women. And also, Israel will receive the list of tomorrow's hostage release. This was not in the original plan, but the temporary ceasefire is planned to expand. It says in Hebrew, Hafsakat ha'esh tu'arach b'yomayin, meaning the temporary ceasefire will extend for 2 days. The reporter is saying that in the morning, this morning, it seemed like this fourth release seemed like it would not happen. There was too many disputes, there were too many disagreements between Israel and Hamas, but as we see, it happened and it worked out. There was an intermediator that worked it out between Hamas and Israel. Here we see a picture of Bibas, 10-month-old baby that is the youngest of all the children captive in Hamas, in Gaza by Hamas, together with his 4-year-old brother. Israel is expecting them to be released with the children, but Hamas says they were transferred to a different faction of Hamas, and they don't know exactly where they are. The reporter is saying that Hamas is always saying that we're looking after the captured, we don't know exactly where they are. And the anchor says that we suggest not to believe Hamas in this case. They know exactly where all the captives are. As we're waiting to see the pictures and photos of the hostages that are released in the fourth stage this evening, they're speaking about testimonies and what the hostages that were released are telling about their time in captivity in Gaza. It says testimonies of the captives that were released. And the captives that were released are saying that they were put into buildings, and in a short time they were underground, and they spent most of their time hiding underground. During the first stage, the hostages were served hummus and pita bread and rice. Later, they were eating canned food. But all in all, they came out in a healthy physical state, stable state, as the medical staff said, but the main focus is their emotional and mental condition. The reporter says that many of them drank water that was not suitable for drinking. They came to the hospitals hungry with a low caloric intake. So again, it reads that the Red Cross says that 11 of the hostages are with us. Now, it's important to say that also 6 Thai workers are released as well. And it reads that the Calderon and Conyer families just recently got the message that their family members are being released this evening. And here the IDF spokesperson, Daniel Hagari, is speaking, and he says, we must be patient, but we're expecting the release of the 11 Israeli hostages. But nothing is finished, nothing is sealed until it actually happens. We are handling an agreement with Hamas through intermediators that are connecting Israel and Hamas. He says we will work and continue to work for the return of all the hostages, if it's through diplomatic agreements or other ways. And the IDF spokesperson is saying that the combat soldiers, the Israeli soldiers, are ready for any fight that needs to be done. He also says that the youngest children, Bibas and his brother, are in the responsibility of Hamas, even though the Hamas says that they don't know where they are. The Nir Oz community is waiting, expecting the return of the hostages. All of the hostages are from Nir Oz community, which is just surrounding Gaza, just in the edge. Even though we haven't seen the photos and pictures of the Israeli hostages actually being released, we are anticipating to see them very soon. But here are pictures of them. Sahar Calderon, she's 16, and her brother, that was previous to this one, 12 years old. They're both from Niroz. They were kidnapped together with their older brother and their father. Sharon Konya, she's 34 years old. She's from Nir Oz. She was kidnapped with her husband and her daughters. Her uncle is still in captivity. Emma Konya, she's 3 years old. She's kidnapped and we're expecting to see her soon too. Now we're going to see the first videos of the transfer of the Israeli hostages from Hamas to the Red Cross. And it is confirmed by the Red Cross that they have all the hostages and they are bringing them into Israel's land. And we need to remember that some of these hostages, they have family members who have been murdered, and some of them are still in captivity, especially the men or older brothers. We don't know what the hostages know when they're coming back to Israel. What do they know about their family? Who is still alive? Who's in captivity? Who was murdered? Here's Yulia Konyo. She's 3 years old. Her father is still in captivity. His name is David. And she was captured with her parents and her twin sister. This has been a very long day of tension and uncertainty. And this is finally happening. The reporter is saying this is a very happy evening, a joyous evening, especially for the Nir Oz community that has lost so many of their people in captivity or being murdered. This is Or Yaakov. He's 17, also from Nir Oz. He was captured with his brother, his father, and his mother. This is Yagir Yaakov. He's 12 years old, also captured. Just that we saw that the children are transferred to the Red Cross. Here is one of the families of the hostages. They're in their home, in their living room, watching the news just like us. And as you see, the emotions are very strong. They're saying, Hinehem, here they are, after 52 days in Gaza. So this is a very happy day for many families in Israel and for the communities that are surrounding Gaza and getting their loved ones back. Now in an organized way, they're going to show the faces, the names, and the ages of those who are released this evening that are all confirmed are in Israeli land. This is the Konyo family. And this is the Calderon sister and brother. Engel family. And the Yaakov brothers. And Eitan Yalomi, the 12-year-old boy. So it's finally confirmed after 52 days, the fourth batch of hostages are in Israel. For more stories, please go to All Israel News. Follow us on social media and YouTube. There's supposed to be more hostages to release tomorrow and the next day if everything is as planned. This is Rotem Magen for All Israel News.